Hello friends, welcome back to the tetrahedron chemistry classes. So guys, yesterday, that means in my last class, I have discussed all the theoretical background which is must to determine the molecular term symbols for the diatomic molecules. Okay, so today I am going to discuss the problems based on this and the problems which have been asked in the CSIR NET examination as well as in the GATE examinations. Okay, so if you are new here and you are watching this video for the first time, let me remind you what actually I have discussed in my last lectures. Okay, so you see here, this much of thing I have already discussed. You see here, right, this is the review actually. So this formula is used for the determination of the molecular term symbols. I have discussed all the plus minus sign, G and U, S and lambda. I have all discussed in my last lecture, right? If you see, if you haven't seen that video, so it is very important to see that particular video in order to understand this lecture, the problem based on this lecture completely. Okay, so this I have explained, and then you see here I have already give you this the importance of this quantum number, and then I have already discussed you this Greek letters used for the spectroscopic terms, and then I have already discussed this plus and minus sign. All these things I have discussed, what is actually G, what is U with respect to the center of symmetry, and then for the heteronuclear diatomic molecules I told you then the G rate and N G rate would not be there because they don't have the center of symmetry. Okay, and then I have discussed these things. So up to this point I have completed in my last lecture, and today I am going to discuss the problems based on this. So if you are new here, please watch that particular video. The link is flashing over there, okay, at the top right corner. Okay, now you see here, today I am going to discuss the things here. So first of all, you should remember that point, guys. Whenever you are determining the molecular term symbol for any diatomic molecule, you must know the basic molecular orbital theory. If you don't know the energy order of the molecular orbitals, then you will never be able to determine the correct molecular orbital term symbol. Okay, so this you can see here, I have written here, this is the molecular orbital diagram, and that molecular orbital diagram actually belongs to those molecules which are having the electrons less than or equal to the 14. So this molecular orbital diagram is applicable only for this for those species which are having the electrons, okay, less than or equal to 14. Okay, and in this range you know what molecules you can have. So in this range you may have you may include your systems like from hydrogen to nitrogen. Your hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, okay, nitrogen. So from hydrogen to nitrogen, this actually diagram will follow. And for the better clarity of you, I have already written here actually. See, whenever you have this sigma 1s, so I already told you sigma orbital, whenever the bonding sigma orbitals are there, then their parity would be the G rate. So I can write, see, this is bonding sigma orbital G rate. So anti-bonding would be un-G rate 1. This I have told you in the last lecture actually. Okay, and then sigma bonding, this is G rate, sigma anti-bonding un-G rate. Okay, and I already told you pi molecular orbitals bonding one, they are the un-G rate one because they are not having the center of symmetry. Okay, but sigma orbital of any kind, whether they are forming through the s orbital or s or p orbital or p or p orbital, so this is this will always have the G rate symmetry. So sigma 2pz, if you are considering that internuclear axis is the pz one, right? So this sigma 2z will form this 2pz will form the sigma bond, and it will have the G rate symmetry. And when your pi bondings are un-G rate 1, then pi anti bondings would be the G rate 1, and they are actually the doubly degenerate. I already told you in my last lecture that non-degeneracy is there for the sigma orbitals, but pi orbitals are doubly degenerate. So this is the degeneracy 1, this is degeneracy 2. So for this one you will use the plus 1, for this one you will use the minus 1. So I can write it here. If you have the electron here, so for this you will use the plus 1, for this you will use the minus 1, but for all sigma there would be no such thing actually. You will use the 0 all the time. Okay, this is important, guys. This is very, very important. Remember this point. So this is plus 1, this is minus 1. Okay, this is 0. See, I have put it the plus 1 and minus 1 in that manner, but we cannot tell exactly actually whether this one is the minus 1 or this one is the plus 1 actually, right? But this is the way of doing this. Okay, and for this actually energy order I have drawn the molecular orbital diagram. Now let us discuss actually the molecular term symbols of the some molecules. Okay, so I am going for nitrogen actually. Okay, so what I am doing, I am determining for nitrogen. So I am writing here nitrogen N2. So nitrogen is having the atomic number of 7 plus 7, that means you are having the 14 electrons. So your duty is what? To fill the 14 electrons. So how you will fill the 14 electrons? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 and 14. Okay, it simply means 2 electrons are here. Sorry, I can use different colors so that it can actually clearly visible. So this is 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 to 14. Okay, and in that case, see guys, all the electrons are actually paired in that case. Okay, now you know what is the formula. Since this is the homonuclear diatomic molecule, the formula for the molecular term symbol is what? Lambda 2s plus 1, and then you are having that G-rayed or unG-rayed or plus or minus sign. So here you can focus your last 2 electrons. Sorry, in my last lecture I actually told you that I told you that the electrons actually must be unpaired. So it is not like that. Please correct it. Okay, it is not like that. Okay, so in that case you see electrons, where the electrons are there in the sigma orbital. Okay, you can see here this is sigma orbital, and when the electrons are there in the sigma orbital, that means there is no net angular momentum in that case, and the resultant angular momentum value would be 0. So in that case your lambda equals to 0, and please recall, for lambda equals to 0 you use this term sigma, for lambda equals to 1 you use pi, for lambda equals to 2 you use delta, for lambda equals to 3 you use phi. Okay, that means you are using the sigma. So first thing you have identified, for this nitrogen molecule you will use this lambda. Okay, now you have to calculate this 2s plus 1, right, spin multiplicity. And for this spin multiplicity, say you are clearly observing here there are 2 electrons which are paired. For the pair electron, if you want to calculate the s, so s what? Plus half minus half. So plus half minus half would give you the 0. That means 2s plus 1, that means 2s plus 1, this will give you 2 into 0 plus 1, that is 1. So spin multiplicity is 1. So in place of this 2s plus 1 you can write 1. Okay, and you know where your electron is, where your last valence electrons are there. Your valence electrons are there in this pz orbital, which are the G-rayed ones. So symmetry is the G-rayed. Okay, for this the symmetry is the G-rayed. When the symmetry is the G-rayed, you can straightforward write G. And I already told you, whenever, remember, please remember this point, whenever you are having this sigma G, you will always put positive, because in that case the sign of the wave function would be unchanged on the operation with sigma v. That means if you put the sigma v in the wave function, then the sign will not be changed. So you will put positive here. So for nitrogen molecule, not 1 actually, very sorry, not 1. For nitrogen molecule, your molecular term symbol would be 1 sigma G positive. I hope this example is quite clear to you and there is no problem in understanding this thing. Okay, so this is how actually you can calculate. This is the stepwise mechanism. So now if this is clear to you, then I am going to discuss your another molecule or say ion. What I can do now, I am discussing N2 positive. Say if it is forming the N2 positive, so before going into the N2 positive, I have to remove all the things which I have actually written here. So I am deleting all these. Okay. See, if you have the N2 positive, that means 1 electron is less. So you have to remove 1 electron. So you will remove 1 electron from here. So the moment you will remove 1 electron, so you will remove 1 from here, and you will write only 1. This is how you can write. And that electron would have, see in the pz orbital, this electron you can show in that manner with the positive spin, with the positive spin. Okay, and please remember how you calculate actually your this lambda. So I already told you your electron is present in the sigma orbital. Whenever your electron is present in the sigma orbital, that means there is no net resultant angular momentum, right? Orbital angular momentum, there would be no net angular momentum. So this would be 0, and for this lambda equals to 0, you will use this Greek letter sigma. So you can put again very easily that sign sigma here. Okay, and again the same thing you can see. Now it's easy for you because your electron is present in the G rad. Okay, this is sigma G, and whenever sigma G is there, I already told you the method. Whenever the sigma G is there, you will write sigma G, and for sigma G you will always put positive sign. Okay, now you have to calculate the S. So you are having one electron which is having the plus half of the sign. So you can calculate 2s plus 1. So 2 into half plus 1 equals to 2. That means spin multiplicity, that means 2s plus 1 is actually 2. So you can write it here 2. So for N2 positive, your molecular term symbol was this one. While in case of your nitrogen only, you are having 1 here. You were having the 1 here. I hope this is clear to you. Now again I am changing the system, and now I am going to give you, so please correct this one. If you put positive here, then this would be 6 and this would be 13. I forgot to do this thing actually, but please remember. Okay, so now moving to the next one. Okay, now I am going to discuss your say N2 negative. I am discussing N2 negative. That means one extra electron. That means 7 plus 8 equals to 15. Now you are having the 15 electrons. So now you have to fill the 15 electrons. So this is 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 to 14, and this is the 15th one. This will come here actually. Okay, so how you do that in that case? That this is again quite simple here. Where your electron is, right? You have to calculate this one. So I have to actually change this thing from here also. This would be 2, and this would have 1 electron. Okay, and see here in that case, whenever you are doing this one, so where your electron is, your electron is in the pi orbital. Okay, when your electron is on the pi orbital, okay, so in that case, see what is the value of this this m actually. See, this is W degenerate, this is WG degenerate. So m for this one is plus 1, and for this m is minus 1, but your electron is present is m plus 1. Okay, so that means if you calculate the total value of this will give you the 1. That means your lambda is 1. So whenever your lambda is 1, you can see here your lambda is 1. That means you will use pi for this one. So you will put pi here because this lambda is giving you that pi. Okay, so first step you have completed. Now since actually this is the pi orbital, right? So there is no need to put that positive and negative sign. Remember that positive and negative sign is only for sigma orbital. Your sigma type of letter actually. When pi delta phi is there, so there is no need to put the plus and minus sign. So you will not put the plus and the minus sign. And you see the electron, this is present in the G rad. Okay, so you will write G here. Why? Because the symmetry is the G rad. You see here, because the symmetry is the G rad. So you can write it G rad here. Now you have to calculate the spin multiplicity. So for the spin multiplicity, again you will do 2s plus 1. Okay, so whenever you are having the 2s plus 1, that means 2, and this electron, you can see this electron which is there actually, it is having the positive half. So what you can do, you can write 2 plus half plus 1, that will give you 2. So that means 2 pi g, the term symbol for this N2 negative is your 2 pi g. So this is actually very, very important, which you should know actually. Okay, so term symbol would be this one, so 2 pi g. There is no problem in that. But see guys, you may argue that why you are selecting this molecular term symbol, because you can see you may have other thing also. You may have 1 also here in that case. Okay, but I am not going to discuss that point. Please remember, so I am actually doing the correct things actually. I do not want to confuse you actually to put the different signs here, but this is how you can write it, right? So this is for your nitrogen molecule. So if this is clear to you, so let us take another example, or say I can take some other example, say carbon. I am doing for carbon right now. Okay, say I am deleting all these things from here. All these things I am deleting, no problem, and all these things. Okay, this I have removed from here, and now I am doing for your carbon, so I am deleting for this also. And then say you are having the carbons, you are going to form the C2. So C2 means your 2 carbon atoms, so 6 plus 6, that is 12. That means 12 electrons are there. So if you want to know the electronic configuration, or if you want to fill the electrons in it, so this is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is the electronic configuration. So 6, right, and 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so these 12 electrons are there. So guys, please remember this point. If you do not want to draw this particular diagram every now and then, so you have to remember this sequence. If you know this sequence, then there is no need to draw this one. Okay, so now I am going for this carbon. So where is your actually last electrons? Your electrons are there in the pi orbitals. Okay, so I am drawing this here. Please remember, say this is one pi orbital, this is another pi orbital. I can write it as pi 2p because they are the bonding one, so they are the ungirate. So pi 2p ungirate. So for this is +1, for this is -1. Okay, this is important, this is very, very important, and all are having the electrons 1 2 3 4. See, I am doing for these electrons. I am doing only for these electrons. Now you have to determine the delta. Lambda. See, this lambda is nothing but it is the absolute. This is the absolute value of this ml. Okay. So how you can write it as? See, your first electron which is present here, it is having the value of the +1. Your second electron is also having the value of the +1. So straightforward you can write it here +1 +1. While your next electrons here, this is -1, this is -1. So again you can write it here -1 -1, that will give you the 0. That means lambda is 0, and you know when lambda is 0, what letter you will use? You will use this sigma. So you will write sigma over there. So there is no problem in that. Okay. Now all electrons are paired in that case. You see, the all electrons are paired. These electrons are paired. That means S is 0. So if you want to calculate the 2s plus 1, 2s plus 1, that will give you 2 into 0 plus 1 equals to 1. That means S is 1. Okay, when S is 1, so simply you can write it as 1 here. Okay, and where you are, see, now you have to decide the parity. Now you can go for the parity. For parity, I already told you, see, this is actually the ungirate one, this is also the ungirate one. So if you write the one electron like that, another electron like that, one electron like that, another electron like that. So what you do, write ungirate for this one, multiplied ungirate for this one, because both are present in the ungirate orbital, and ungirate for this one and ungirate for this one. So if you multiply this ungirate to ungirate, that will give you the gyrate. That will give you the gyrate. Similarly, that will also give you the gyrate, and finally this gyrate into this gyrate, that will give you the gyrate again. So you can write G here, and whenever you have the sigma G, then you will always put plus sign over there. So the molecular term symbol for your carbon is this one, right? By using the same technique, you can actually determine for your C2 positive, you can also determine for C2 negative. So this much of explanation I think is sufficient to actually explain the things for your homonuclear diatomic molecules up to total count of electrons equals to or less than the 14. Okay, now moving to the next one. Right guys, you can see this molecular orbital diagram, and this molecular orbital diagram is applicable for the system, for the species which are having the electrons greater than 14. Okay, so whenever you have the electrons greater than 14, then you will follow this particular diagram, and in that diagram the only thing is that this order has changed. In the earlier case, pi 2p and pi 2p were of lower energy and sigma was of high energy. See, please check. You see here that pi 2p they are having the lower energy, and sigma 2p is having the higher energy for your actually the system which are having the electron less than or equal to 14. But whenever you have the electron greater than the 14, okay, then this would be actually reversed. That means 2p will come down and they will go up. The only thing actually which you need to change. So this actually I have changed here. Rest other things will remain the same. So in energy order also guys, you can see here what I actually do. In that case, sigma 2p is having the lower energy, while your pi 2px are having the higher energy. All things are same actually, right? Now if you say we can take another example for this one, and to explain this one I am taking fluorine. Okay, I am taking the fluorine molecule F2. Okay, so if you are taking the F2, that means 9 plus 9 18, that means 18 electrons are there. That means you have to fill the 18 electrons in it. So how you fill the 18 electrons? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. So this is how I can write. Okay, there is no problem. See guys, I am only filling the molecular orbitals. I am not focusing on the atomic orbitals. In the previous examples I have also not focused actually on the atomic orbitals. So don't think in that manner there are nothing in it. So their electrons are there, but I haven't drawn. Okay, so this thing is there. Now the term symbol actually. Okay, so for the term symbol, you know, you will use this formula 2s plus 1 lambda plus or minus G rad or un G rad. Okay, now first of all you fill the electrons here also. So you can write it here 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, right, 15 16 17 18. So you are having the electrons here. Okay, and again if I draw here, this is having the 2 electrons, this is also having the 2 electrons. Okay, and say this one is actually pi 2p because they are the anti-bonding one. Please remember they are the anti-bonding one, so they are the G rad. Please remember this one. So I am writing G here for the G rad. Again I am writing the 2p G rad because electrons are present in the G rad orbital. Now if you want to determine the absolute value of this angular momentum, that means your lambda, how you can calculate? You know, for this pi the value is plus 1, for this pi the value is the minus 1. Okay, so for first electron is plus 1, for second electron is also plus 1, for third electron is minus 1, and the fourth electron is minus 1. That will give you the 0, and when lambda equals to 0 you use this sign sigma. For this fluorine you will use sigma. Okay, and now you determine 2s plus 1. Since all electrons are paired, so their spin gets cancelled. That means the s value is 0. Okay, so you can write it as 2 into 0 plus 1 equals to 1. So you can write it 1 here, and see the G rad is there, so you can write it G here, and I already told you whenever you have this sigma G, you will always put plus sign over there. So you can write positive over there. So this is how you can draw, or you can determine the molecular term symbol for the fluorine. I hope this is quite clear to you. So this example is quite enough. You can do practice by your own by actually drawing the diagram for the others also. I hope this is clear to you. Now moving to the next. Okay, now see guys, I have moved from your homonuclear diatomic molecules to the heteronuclear diatomic molecules. Okay, and when it comes to the heteronuclear diatomic molecules, that mean in that case G-rayed or un-G-rayed would not be there, but this problem is quite different from that problem, and this problem has been asked in the CSIR NET 2018 examination. See, the characters of the LUMO in the cyanide and the O2 respectively are, so these four combinations are there. So for this you have to have an idea about the HOMO and the LUMO. Okay, so what are the HOMO and the LUMO? See, HOMO is highest occupied molecular orbital. See, that's why, see guys, I already told you it is impossible for you to determine the correct term symbol, right, or correct characters for any orbital if you don't know how to draw the molecular orbital diagram. So it is mandatory for you to actually learn the molecular orbital diagram, especially for the heteronuclear diatomic molecules. You cannot apply this. You cannot apply that system. Say for example, this is CN. This has been asked for the CN negative. Carbon is 6. Okay, nitrogen is 7. One extra electron. That means 14 electrons. If you follow, see, if you see, okay, it is 14 electrons, so you will fill the electron. If you want to fill the electron in the nitrogen, as you have filled in the nitrogen molecular orbital diagram, this may give you, sometimes this may give you the correct answer, but most of the time you will get the wrong answer in that case. That's why it is my personal advice to you, please learn all the molecular orbital diagrams before solving the problems. Okay, so I am removing this one. This was for your explanation only. Now see, this is actually HOMO. Why HOMO? Because this is the filled molecular orbital with the 2 electrons. HOMO stands for the highest occupied molecular orbital. I have drawn a video on to identify the HOMO and the LUMO, right, for the diene system. Okay, and polyene system, not diene only, but also for the polyene system. If you haven't seen that particular video, it's a very beautiful video. You will actually see, if you have any doubt in understanding the HOMO and the LUMO, after watching that video you will clearly know actually how to decide the HOMO and the LUMO. So here is the link at the right top corner, it is flashing. Go through that particular video actually, right, to understand all the things. But right now this is the HOMO, highest occupied molecular orbital. Then immediately after that you are having the LUMO. This is the LUMO of cyanide. This is the LUMO of the cyanide. Okay, when this is the LUMO of the cyanide, then what is given here, you see here, it is sigma. So whenever you are having the sigma, see, this is forming 3 sigma orbital, and this one is here LUMO. See, the question is on the LUMO. So LUMO is the pi anti-bonding. Okay, and I already told you pi bondings are un-G-rayed, but pi anti-bondings are the G-rayed one. So this actually, right, this is what actually, this is pi G. That LUMO is having the symmetry of the pi G. So check whether you are, see, this cannot be your answer. This cannot be your answer because it is sigma G, but electron is not in the sigma. This cannot be your answer because it is pi un-G-rayed, but your answer is what? Pi anti-bonding, that means pi G-rayed. Third option is having the pi G-rayed, so this could be the correct answer, and it is not having, see, this is sigma U, this cannot be your answer. So if you know this much of thing, then you can blindly mark this as the correct answer. There is no need to check or investigate the oxygen further. So this is the one way. Okay, and if you want to know the what would be the LUMO for this actually oxygen, so you can go back. So this was your oxygen, so this was your LUMO. For oxygen, this was your LUMO. This is LUMO, and that LUMO is actually the sigma anti-bonding 2p, and you know the sigma anti-bonding 2p is un-G-rayed. You see here it is un-G-rayed one. So for oxygen it would be un-G-rayed. So you can clearly from here sigma U. So this is the correct answer. So this question was quite easy, but you have to have an idea about the molecular orbital diagram for the heteronuclear molecules. Okay, now moving to the next problem. Okay guys, this is the HF molecule, right? I am giving you another example, very beautiful example, you can check here. This is your HF molecule, and in that HF molecule, okay, so you want to determine the wave function. Okay, so I can write it here. HF, it simply means 1 for hydrogen, 9 for this one, 10 electrons are there. but you cannot follow that diagram which you have drawn for the nitrogen case. Okay, this would give you the wrong result, completely wrong result. Okay, so now this is the molecular orbital diagram. As I already told you, you should know the molecular orbital diagrams and you have to fill the electrons in it, right? So for 10 electrons, you have filled electrons here. Okay, see, this is 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. Okay, 8 electrons are there. Rest 2 electrons actually your 1s electrons, which actually they haven't shown here. So 1s electrons are there, but they haven't shown. But don't worry, there is this will not make any difference. Now you have to calculate the term symbol. So how you will get the term symbol? So you are having this species. So you quickly what you do, you write here these two species and put the electrons into it, 2 to 4. Since they are the, see, this is 2px, this is also 2px, and they are doubly degenerate. That means they are the pi 1, because sigma orbitals are non-degenerate. So for this one the value is +1, for this the -1. If you want to calculate that resultant orbital angular momentum, that will give you that quantum number lambda. So this will give you what, +1 +1 -1 -1, that will give you the 0, and when it is 0 you will use the term sigma. So for this you will write sigma here. Now you have to calculate 2s plus 1. So all electrons are paired. See, that means if you want to know their spin, that means +½ then again +½ -½ and again -½ that will give you the 0. So this will give you 2 into 0 plus 1 equals to 1. So spin multiplicity is 1. There is no problem in that. Now if you want to know the parity, parity means determination of parity, that means the center of symmetry. So this was actually, you see this px, they are they're actually they haven't shown that G or U here. Why they haven't shown the G and U here? Since it is the heteronuclear diatomic molecules, then I is absent. Okay, when I is absent, so there is no question of U and G in that case. Please remember that point. For any heteronuclear diatomic molecules, there is no question of G and U. If you write G or U somewhere here, then you will end up with the wrong answer. So please remove this point. Please remove this point. Now the question is that what you have to put here actually, right? Plus or minus. So I already told you, when 2s plus 1 equals to 1, then you will put the plus sign over there. And whenever you are 2s plus 1 equals to 3, then you will put -1 here. But in that case 2s plus 1 equals to 1, that means you have to put plus sign. So this is plus. So this is the molecular term symbol of HF molecule, 1 sigma plus. This is the point which is very, very important. And this point actually 1 or 3, this 2s plus 1 equal to 1, 2s plus 1 equal to 3, this I have discussed in my last class. This is very important, very, very important, which you should know. If you have followed my lectures properly, then there will be no problem in understanding these things. Okay, I hope there is no problem in that. Now moving to the next problem. Not next problem, this is the, okay, see guys, I am discussing the molecular orbital diagram for this carbonyl. This is this CO is very, very important, guys. Please remember, this CO is very, very important. Okay, and because this is the special case, and again you see, if you, again I am telling you that thing here, if you have the CO, then 6 plus 8 electrons of carbon, electrons and of oxygen, that will give the 14. And if you follow that nitrogen molecular orbital diagram, this will give you the wrong result. For this you have to know the correct molecular orbital diagram of the carbonyl. So this is the correct molecular orbital diagram which I have shown you here. Now if you want to calculate the molecular term symbol for this one, then how you will go actually in that case. So your electrons, where your electrons are, so I can write it your electron here. Okay, this is sigma anti-bonding 2s, and sigma anti-bonding is always un-G-rayed. Please remember, this is also un-G-rayed one, but there is no question of the G-rayed or un-G-rayed. Why? Because this is the heteronuclear diatomic molecule, so you not need to worry about the parity. You will not write this U here. Okay, so there is no question of the G-rayed or un-G-rayed, but straightforward you can put the 2 electrons over there. And you know, whenever the electrons are there in the sigma orbital, that means there is no net orbital angular momentum. That means this would be 0 and this would be 0. That means you will have this Greek letter sigma. For this carbonyl you will put sigma here, and then you will calculate the 2s plus 1. Both electrons are paired, that means +½ and -½ that will give you the 0. So you will write 2 into 0 plus 1, that means 1. So you will write 1 here. There is no problem in that, and there is no need to put G and U. Whenever you are not having the G and U, then how you decide actually where to put positive and negative. So I already told you, whenever 2s plus 1 equals to 1, you put plus sign, and whenever you have 2s plus 1 equals to 3, you will put the minus sign. So you will put plus sign over there. So this is again, you see the term symbol, molecular term symbol for the carbonyl. So this actually this is very, very important. Now moving to the next problem, which would be my last problem in the lecture. Okay, so this question has been asked in the CSIR Net 2016 examination, and it's a quite good problem. And you see here what they have asked: the highest molecular orbital for an excited electronic configuration of oxygen molecule. So guys, however, I haven't discussed the excited states of the molecule, but in the next lecture I will cover the excited term symbols for the excited states and how to determine the ground state, right? And the first excited state and the second is the excited state of the molecule, and then the how many kinds of the transitions actually allowed or the disallowed transition. This I will discuss in the next lecture. This would be my that would be my last lecture on the molecular term symbol. Okay, but for this electronic configuration I can explain the problem how you can go for this one. Say you have been given this 1 pi G. Okay, that means it is this is already given excited state. It is excited state. Okay, see, if you have followed that oxygen molecular orbit diagram, then you may end up with the confusion that why G is there, because pi bonding is actually ungirate one. Remember, this is not the ground state, this is the excited state which is already written here, and that excited state concept I will explain in my last lecture. But right now you can focus on the parameters which are given in the question itself. This is 3 sigma U and 1 electron is here. Okay, so what are the possibilities? Okay, what are the possibilities? So in that case actually I can give you the possibilities how you can write. Say first point you may take in that first point you may write in that case, say this is pi G, and that pi G is having this electron and equals to pi G which is having nothing. Okay, and then you are having your sigma U, and that sigma U may have this configuration. Okay, but another possibility is also there, that you are having the pi G and it is having this spin, that means this positive sign, and here is nothing in it, and in that case this is sigma U and it is having the anti-parallel spin. And remember, please remember this point, for this one M1 value is +1, for this M1 value is -1, and for sigma is 0. Again for this +1, this is -1, this is 0. So if you want to go, if you want to explain this part A actually, so I am going for this A actually. So your electrons are present in sigma and pi. So how you can determine? Say for this one, it is the value is the +1. So if you go for the lambda, that means +1, and no electron is there in that case, so you cannot put minus here, because to put minus here you have to have an electron here, but the electron is not present here. It is the excited state, and for this sigma it is 0, so you can write it as +0, that will give you the 1. So whenever this value is 1, I already told you, then you will use the pi. Okay, the Greek letter pi would be used. So for this A you will use the pi. Okay, now you have to calculate the spin, 2s plus 1. So for 2s plus 1, see, these two electrons are paired, not paired, actually unpaired, so both having the plus spin, so you can write +12 and +12, that will give you the 1. So you can write 2 into 1 plus 1 equals to 3. So this is 3 pi. Okay, there is no problem in that. Okay, so this is the terms. There is no question of the U and G and plus and minus sign in that case. But if you follow this one, that means this you don't have this symbol here. That means this excited state is not the correct excited state which I have drawn. So obviously I have to move further for this one. So now I am moving for the B. So for this B I have to remove all these things from here. Okay, now I am solving for the B and calculating the lambda. So I can write +1, then +0 equals to 1. So whenever this one you are using the pi, so again you will use the pi. There is no problem in that. Okay. So then you calculate 2s plus 1 multiplicity. So in that case, see, these electrons are paired. So first is plus half and second is minus half. That will give you the 0. That means 2 into 0 plus 1 equals to 1. That means 1 pi. So this is the correct excited state which is given here. So your answer would be A in that case. So this is how you can determine the answer. So these see, various problems have been asked in the previous year CSIR NET GATE examination from this particular topic. Okay, since the length of the video has increased so much, so I cannot explain that excited state concept and the types of the electronic transitions, right? Laporte forbidden and here C spin allowed and all these things. So all these things I will cover in my next lecture. So if you have seen all these two lectures, please follow the coming lecture. Tomorrow I will upload that particular lecture also, and it is very important for your examinations also. That's it for today, guys. So thank you very much.